undisclosed. Now it's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
Well, I think we're on live. That's what I think. Yes, it's time for the Jesse T. We're going to be back with you. The Brown Beauty is back on duty. It's Jesse Terrell on the air and everywhere in Southern California, man. We are rocking it. It is so beautiful and so hot in Los Angeles today. I just love it. It's unbelievable, this weather we're having across the nation as we get things set up for you here, and we come back to you here live on the powerofbusiness.com, as well as across our social media TV network. Chiming in right now at facebook.com/Jesse Terrero, and we're also chiming in on Instagram Live as well. So we're kind of getting things hooked up as we talk here. And sometimes that's the way it goes. But it's good to have you along as we roll on through this great summer of 2018. My goodness, what a summer it is. It is so hot here in Southern California. Hopefully you can hear me pretty good. I hope so. I'm going to check in and double check here on a, hey, Craig, how you doing, buddy? Craig's got us on down there, and you talk about hot in Phoenix. I think it was like about 118 degrees or 117 degrees in Phoenix today. He's not in Phoenix, but he's out there in the Arizona dry land, the west, the wild, wild west of Arizona and Nevada. Yeah, man, it is hot there. It's hot here in Southern California. It was like 90 at the beaches today. Unbelievable how much it is. It's just the world is really mind-boggling when you think about it. I haven't seen these type of temperatures in a long, long time here consistently. Where I'm at, it was about 114 today. Of course, I've been in a room that's been to 75 degrees, not like yesterday when we were at the Bonaventure Hotel. Oh, yeah, I got to talk about that. You're going to dig. Go to our website at facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. You're going to just check out these things called Segway 9bots, these little go-karts. Oh, man, they are so cool. So cool. And they're only $5.99. We were at a big, huge media debut. They were cracking the whip worldwide on these things. And it was just fun, those segways. Those are the things that you see security officers in the military using with the big wheels, and they're run by electricity, and you stand up in them and you can go really fast, and you see people do 360s and all of that stuff. Well, they have teamed up with another company, got infused with $100 million, and we're able then to create a whole bunch of consumer-related products, which is very cool, because these things are going to take Christmas by surprise. I'm telling you, it is amazing what they've done here. They made them into these little skateboard type things, these little roller skates. They call them E-Skate, a brand new series, and they've made this one into a go-kart. It's called the 9bot cart, and it is so cool. It is so fun. I got a chance to drive one of those, and got a chance to drive 3 or 4 times. I kind of wangled my way into and doing it more than once, like everybody was getting once. Me, Jesse T, man. I talked my way into doing it 2 or 3 times. Hey, Gar Lester has us on. Hey, Gar, how you doing, buddy? 2 of my favorite people, Craig Powers out there at K-Flag Radio in Arizona, and Gar Lester, one of the top agents in Los Angeles here in the Hollywood community. As we bring our Instagram Live audience up, we're going to kind of adjust the microphone here a little bit and bring it out here and move this camera over here just a bit to get that Instagram audience so I don't see the bar in front of my face. Thank you. Yes. All right. There we go. Hey, so if it's hot where you're at, let me know. I want to get a temperature check kind of across the nation, especially Western America, because we have audience all over America now. And we just got our new ratings in on Facebook. And I really appreciate this, guys. On Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero, we have 100,000 new shares and likes every month. 100,000 new shares and likes every month. It's unbelievable. And I really appreciate that because I remember when we started with like 100. It's taken a while to get to, but we're kind of inching up like a little inchworm. We're making it happen there as we roll along one little bit at a time. Also, I'd like to thank our friends on Instagram Live. That is growing really fast. We don't have a way of really calculating how many people are watching on Instagram Live other than people who are chiming in all the time, like Cavi Plimsoline, I think that's how you say, or Cavi Plinmousing. So I know I blew his name, but, I do that quite often, guys. I blow people's names. You know that. I don't know what it is. It's not so much I blow their names, but people have the oddest little captions for their names for like YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. I have seen some things on here that, for the life of me, it was like when you were a kid growing up. Remember when you were with your folks and you were traveling, and what you did is you went. You were checking out all the license plates and trying to make words out of them. You played the license plate, a game where you try to put words together in the license plate, or what did that license plate mean, especially if they were personalized license plates. So you always tried to figure that out. Well, that's what these – I was pretty good at some of them, but not really great. I had a buddy of mine who was really great. Anyhow, saying hi to Paul Hickman, who has us on. Thanks a lot, Paul. I'll wave at you guys. Hey, what's up? And there we go. But people have got these crazy names here, and you gotta do it on the fly. And it's pretty amazing how many times I screw up. It's just, I screw this stuff up so much. It's unbelievable. I mess with everybody's name. So if I'm messing with your name, it's not because I'm messing with your name to mess with your name. I'm messing with your name because my brain just can't decipher, those words and those letters. I would have never been good on the dance shows where they used to have to put the letters together really fast, to name the artist or name the tune. Soul Train did that a lot with Don Cornelius. They did that a lot. And I was never really good at that. I would lose terribly, just terribly all the time. But give me a second or so, maybe like, a second that turns into a week and a half, and I'll be able to figure out those names and be able not to stumble over my own. Oh my goodness. Connie just checked in with us. She said in Nevada, it's 110 degrees just outside of Vegas in Henderson. 100 degrees in Henderson. Holy smokes, man! Well, they got the lake there, Lake Mead, and they have the Colorado River there. Let's see, we lost our connection there on Facebook, so we'll get that back and get that back going strong here. When you're acting as your own sort of like camera operator at the same time while you're doing your show, you have to have like hands going all kinds of places. I feel like the astronauts, they got a hand over here and a hand over there and a hand here. Hey, by the way, check it out, man. This is a mind blower. This is a total mind blower. A Portuguese scientist scientific found that Mars has water on it, liquefied water. Is that amazing? I'm going to bring a story on that. That blew me away. I've said this for like maybe 20 years. There is no way that America just stopped exploring space after 1973. I could never believe. There was just absolutely no way I could ever believe that. But I think we've been exploring space right along. I think our technology is much farther along than what they reported to us to be. So just recently, late last night, early in the morning, some Portuguese scientists were doing a lot of work on Mars because the ultimate is to find water on Mars. If we can find water on Mars, check it out. We don't have to bring our water with us, right? have you ever picked up water? How heavy it is? I mean, 100 gallons of water you can't pick up. 50 gallons, it's impossible. I don't care if you're the strongest man in the world. You pick up a 50-gallon barrel of solid water in the barrel, like a blue barrel. It is impossible for you to do that. Water is so heavy, and it's one of the most heavy substances on the planet Earth. Now, getting it in space, nothing is heavy in space, right? But here, to get it out through the gravity and into space is where the problem is. It takes so much fuel that you'd have to have fuel tanks the size of 10 times larger than the fuel tanks that they have right now that shoot these SpaceX rockets up and stuff, because the water is so heavy. So they thought, well, maybe if we could find water or get some water somehow to the moon, maybe there's a way in which we can get our water from there and shoot it into space. Saying hi to Jeannie Ambrose and Masamiya and Bobby Blue, oh, Blue Eyes, Blue Eyes. My name is Bobby Blue. It was a terrific movie called Blue Eyes. Remember that? I thought that was kind of a mafioso spoof on that. That was a lot of fun. Anyway, so we're talking about space, the final frontier, where they found water on Mars. They got this lake that's huge. It's the largest. It's so large. It's under the whole polar caps of Mars. Water, not frozen water, not gaseous water, but actually water. Man, can you imagine going like surfing, being the first dude to surf on the moon? Oh, would that be just like the coolest thing? I mean, you talk about getting a suntan. You're going to get a suntan on the moon. On Mars, that is. Really? How cool could that be? They found water, and I love it. What it signifies is the fact that we might be able to get to Mars a lot faster than we could before, because there's water there, and we don't have to bring our water. So all we have to do is really just sort of tap into the water that's there. That's great scientific discovery, even though I don't think it was much of a discovery, because I think they've known that for a lot longer. I don't know about you guys, but I don't always trust everything I hear from government agency. Now, coming in from Portugal, I might think that I might believe that a little more. Let me reach here for a second and open that up just a little bit, because I'm blowing a connection all the Facebook on our facebook.com/feed here. Of course, we have the feed on the Power of Voices going all the time, and that's a backup, the backup to that. So there we go. All right, we'll hit it again. Anyway, so they did find water there on Mars, and would you go to Mars? If someone said, we're going to pick 20 people to go to Mars, would you go to Mars? Would you take that couple-year journey, a year there and a year back? I think if you go to Mars and they find water, you're never coming back. I mean, you talk about land speculation. Hey, man, let me take Donald Trump with me. Absolutely. You talk about land speculation. Man, you could lay down some ranches in Mars. That'd be kind of cool. I wonder what Mars steer would look like. Straight out of Media West Realty. Talk about real estate, man. The real estate of Mars. How would that be like? You took open territory, daily water underneath the polar caps that they found just recently. The water, big, huge, giant lakes of real H2O. That is such a great discovery, and I'm so looking forward to hearing more about that, because that is a fantastic discovery that has taken place. I think that we're going to be going to the moon pretty fast here, a lot faster than a lot of people believe. We're going to be sending some rocket ships and some stuff to the moon. That's what I believe, and I can't wait to see that all over again with the kind of cameras we have. And I just found the article here. Scientists discovered liquid water on Mars for the first time. It's a 12-mile lake of liquid water has been discovered on Mars for the first time. And that means that the hunt for alien life has just gone up 1,000%. Because if you have water, you have brine, you have microbes, you have a lot of life in there. And maybe some of those weird pictures that you see like on Gaia.com, some of those weird pictures of these rock-like substances on Mars that look like actual mummified statues or stuff like that, they just might be, really happening there, right? You never know. So Professor Roberto Orse from the Italian National Institute of Astrophysics, who led the study, said this is a place on Mars where you have something that most resembles a habitat, a place where life could subsist. Like that a lot. So I'm hoping that. Hey, talk about something that's taken place here. I mean, this has been spectacular. Did you play the lottery? Come on now. I know you did play the lottery. You played the lottery, didn't you? Don't be shy. No, I played the lottery. I just played a couple of bucks. But let me tell you, boy, would it be just great? What would you do if you won the $522 million lottery? What would be the first thing that you would do in your life? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever given it some serious thought? Well, we know your life would change because no matter what everybody says, they're not going to continue working. So we know life would change for you. But what would you do? What would be like some of the first things you would do? Well, everybody would pay off, their family bills and take care of the kids' bills and all of that stuff. Everybody would do that kind of stuff. That's for sure. Maybe you might buy your favorite car and walk in there with cash, right? You might do that. You might do that. What else would you do with that $522 million lotto win? What would you do with that? That's $500 million. $500 million. $500 million. That's more money than your favorite entertainers, with the exception of just a handful, have. What would you do with that? If you could walk into any car dealership, any gun shop, any house, any lake, any store, anywhere in the world, any jet plane, anything, what would be the first thing that you would get? I'd like to know. Chime in with me at Instagram Live and let me know, guys, or Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero, or YouTube. Chime in there on the YouTube channel, Jesse Terrero. I'd like to know what would be the first things you would get after you take care of all the family stuff, all that business, right? Wipe all that stuff out. I figured out my debt. I figured out my total debt. Now, this is going to blow you guys away, but I figured out my total debt. My total debt service is $342,000. That's how much debt Jesse T has. $342,000. Okay? That's my total debt service. Oh, don't fall off your chair. Look it. Everybody's got debt. Okay? So that's my debt. My debt service is $342,000. If you won the $500 million, $522 million, if you took the cash out on that, it'd probably be worth about $280 million, maybe $300 million, right in that pocket. $342,000 is nothing. I mean, that's not even scratching $1 million, right? So you take care of the whole family debt. Now what? Now what? You get your teeth fixed? Okay. All right, now what? You buy the best clothes? Now what? Well, this cat up in San Jose, the winning ticket was finally purchased here in California. They're always getting purchased in some other state. But finally, in California, in San Jose, it was determined to have the 6 winning numbers after a drawing Tuesday night. Now, I didn't get anything on my tickets. Yeah, no. The winner has yet to come forward, though. But when they do, their jackpot is going to be around $300 million cash if they take the cash out. Now, would you take the cash out? Or would you take the payments for the rest of your life off the 522? I'd take the cash out in a second. Let the Uncle Sam and the state have their money right now off the top. Now I'm tax free on that money's mine, right? What then? Well, what happens is the Powerball lottery reached a record high of 1.6 billion in January of 2016. Remember that? That was 1.6 billion dollars in 2016. This one received a high of 522 million. It's unbelievable. So sudden wealth, the sudden wealth solution. So what do you do with that? Who do you contact? What happens after that? So you fly up to San Jose, right? And you go there and you try to figure out, what do you do with this instant wealth? I mean, everybody's going to be coming at you. So what do? You hire an attorney? Is that what you do? You hire a financial whiz kid, a guru? You have to be so careful because now all of a sudden you're a target. You have to have some security because your name becomes public record. I mean, there was a lady that was trying to fight that, but I don't know what it turned out with her. But the name becomes public record, right? So now you got $300 million sitting in. See, now you start looking at the world from a different point of view. Now you understand why some of these people that have all this kind of super, super, super wealth put themselves behind walls of 20 feet high, with massive security. One, they don't want to get hurt. They don't want their family to get hurt. And two, they don't want to be bothered, right? Because everybody's going to bother them. How many friends do you think he'd come up with? Oh, man. If you had $300 million, how cool would that be? What a fantasy, huh? Well, someone won it up in San Jose. The person is yet to come forward. And when they do, it's going to be something else, man. $322 million. Yesterday, I was out at the Bonaventure Hotel. It was a lot of fun. And we did this thing, and I posted all my stuff up. And you can see it on Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. And they gave us this swag bag. So we got a swag bag, man. Yeah. So it was kind of cool. And I opened it briefly, but I haven't looked at it too intensely. So Segway 9-bot. And this thing is so cool. It is a brand new, these Segways. You've seen them, like security guards have them, and the military bought a whole bunch of them. And you'll see them around schools, and you'll see them around all kinds of places. Well, they got a whole line of stuff now. They got all kinds of Segways. They got little ones and big ones. And this one here, man, you can go off-road on this one. It's got a mountain tire on this thing. You can go up hills and off-road. It's very cool stuff. Well, they had a big debut over there in Los Angeles. And the debut was really cool. This one here turns into the 9-bot go-kart. And they had that one out there too. That was a lot of fun. These are a lot of fun, these devices. They've kind of reached off into the consumer market. And the reason why they did that, because it's a huge market. And Segway is the biggest provider of these type of personal transportation vehicles. So we were up there at the Bonaventure Hotel. We got to see the big, beautiful presentation they had. They spent a lot of money with that. There was no penny unturned there for sure. And then we got to go upstairs and we got to ride these cool things. A long time ago, I gotta take care of something here. Gotta get that fly out of here. That fly is driving me crazy. Yes. Sometimes a fly starts flying around, right? Drives you crazy. It was flying me crazy. That's for sure. But back in the early '80s, when they reintroduced the Mustang Boss 5.0, was working at a radio station, KGGI, in the early '80s, and they had all of us go out and be able to race these brand new Mustangs around the Riverside International Speedway, and that used to be one of the greatest road racing tracks around in the world. It was really spectacular. And so we got a chance to race these cars, do 10 laps or so, and they would let us ride them ourselves. And I was hoping I'd get a swag bag of a new Mustang. Didn't get that, but they gave me a nice look. They gave me a nice little notebook, which is kind of cool, right? And what else did they give me here? I have no idea what this thing is. I think this is something for my keychain. It says Segway, right? Kind of cool, right? They gave me this. They gave us this cool pen here. Let's see if I can get this pen out. Sometimes getting this stuff out of these cases, it drives you nuts. Bust your fingers all up. See if I can get it out with my keychain. Yeah, okay. Oh, this is a nice looking pen. It's heavy too. You can tell a nice pen when it's heavy. Look at that. Oh, this is a fine pen. Oh, I love this. Isn't that pen great? I love pens that are real pens, like a quill. All right, very cool. Yeah, that means there's an ink module in here. And I've noticed 2 more ink modules. Hey, I'm using this pen all the time. This is I tell you, they did a really good job. So I never did get that Mustang, that's for sure. But we had a lot of fun with it. Hey, a couple other things that are going on in the world, man. There's a lot of cool stuff that's happening. Just kind of going through the headlines here and see what's taking place. Of course, we have the politics going on here. Oh, a good thing, Donald Trump today, the EU is dropping a lot of their tariffs against American products. Whole bunch of them. There's a big announcement about that. So I guess President Trump's tough negotiating, that's negotiating from a point of strength, is working. It worked in North Korea against Rocket Boy. He's not shooting any more rockets. Or Japan, and not only that, he did kind of take apart a testing center where he shot his rockets from. It's kind of worked in China. They've kind of they're kind of feeling the crimp on economics right now in China. It's kind of worked on them. They aren't blustering so much like they were, scamping around the world trying to make deals. They're having a hard time. Russia, well, hey, we're not going to. We protested Crimea, and we're not dropping any of the sanctions. Man, the guy's doing pretty good. Iran, come on, man. They're like saying now, the people of Iran themselves are saying, hey, we don't like our regime. We don't want this here anymore. The rest of the world is moving ahead, and we're starving. Those fearless leaders, right? So, I mean, really? I guess maybe he's doing pretty good, huh? So that was in the news today, and all this collusion stuff. That's all just a bunch of deceiving distraction, and this Stormy Daniels thing, and this thing before he got married, whether he paid or didn't pay, or whatever he did or whatever he didn't, who cares? Or before he got president, who really cares? It doesn't matter. America's unemployment is down, incomes are up, taxes are down, GDP might even hit 5% by the end of the year. They're saying 4% in this next quarter release on Friday. We're going to find out. I mean, people are making money. People are actually quitting their jobs to find other jobs now. So, that's a cool thing, isn't it? I think that's like a really super cool thing. And I kind of neat that we're doing pretty good. Real estate's kind of tight because the prices are so high, but that's all right. That happens. There'll be some adjustments made in that market here in California. But, hey, everything's going much better than what it was just a few years ago under Obama. That's for sure. They weren't growing at all. They were stagnant. they've got this new. I was looking at this. Talk about stagnant. There's this new way to fly. It's kind of cool, man. It's like this new old way to fly. It's actually the world's largest aircraft. Okay, it is enormous. It's enormous. It's a blimp. I mean, we're not talking Goodyear blimp. We're talking the world's largest aircraft. It's called Airlander. And man, it is so luxurious. I want to do this. Let me explain what this is. It's the Airlander 10 is 300-foot hybrid airship that plans to take travelers on 3-day excursions. I would do that in a heartbeat. The airship features these in-suite bedrooms that are just like 5-star hotels. They've got a bar and a lounge. There's also glass flooring so you can take a look at the views from 16,000 feet. Man, if you're afraid of heights, that's not something you want to do. But I'd be up there in a heartbeat, man. Got that glass floor. Have you ever been to Grand Canyon and walked out on the glass flooring that reaches off over the cliff? I would do that in a heartbeat. Saying hi to Tim Black and Arlene McClang, and also saying hi to Joe Flores. Hey, Joe, what's happening, buddy? So I would do that in a heartbeat. It's the world's largest aircraft, and it was just unveiled at the Farnborough Air Show last week. And if you go to Europe, man, you got to take this. It's stunning looking too. It's called the Flying Bum because it kind of looks like the butt. It looks like a butt. It's got these two round cylinders connected together. It looks like somebody's big butt. That's right. Got the big butt. It's like they've been knocking boots up there in the air. But it's got the engines, and it also it's a hybrid vehicle, so it works off of fuel and electricity, which is very cool. And each aircraft costs like $33 million a piece. Man, they got pictures up here, guys, where you talk about the Mile High Club. I mean, you're going to have a lot of Mile High Club up here in this thing. It is unbelievable. It is so luxurious. It is not like the blimp, and it's not like the Zeppelins of World War I and World War II. This thing, this Airlander, is 300 feet long. That's the size of a football field. Think about that for a second. That fills the Los Angeles Coliseum or the Rose Bowl. That's how big this thing is, this flying ship. It's not a UFO. It's like a huge, giant train, right? And it pokes along, and you can eat there. It's like going on a cruise ship. The pictures are phenomenal. The eating area, the bar area, the glass, the flooring, the bedrooms, the suites, the lounge area. Oh, it is so fun. It goes like 91 miles an hour. Well, yeah, it's a slow poke. You know, the A380 goes, like almost 600? And the new Boeing 787 goes like almost 600? But not this thing. It pokes along like, under 100 miles an hour. But it sure looks like a lot of fun. It's called the Airlander 10. Now, you talk about a date. Hey, baby, you want to go on my cruise ship? Yeah. Yeah, we got the best views in the world from 16,000 feet. Yeah, man, we're not going to do the Mile High Club. We're going to do the 3 Mile High Club. Yeah, baby. Oh, that would be so cool. When you drive up to it, right? She says, "Oh, it looks like my butt." Yeah, a big butt. Oh yeah, baby. You talk about doing Tarzan. You'd be doing Tarzan up there, Billy Kahn. Hey, Billy, are you Walter's brother? Hey, I'd like to know if you're Walter's brother. The Condor. He was my mentor in the record business, Billy Kahn. There aren't too many Billy Kahns out there. If you are Walter's brother, let me know. I miss Walter. Walter Condor Kahn, man. He was a great producer, record company owner, Grammy winner, just terrific. And he was a mentor. I ran his operation of sales at Sunshine Entertainment, and brought a lot of groups with him. He and I did a lot of groups together back in the 1980s and 1990s. Yeah, I miss old Walter Kahn. All right. So as I was kind of thumbing through today, thinking, what am I going to talk about today? I thought, I'm just going to cover some of the cool things that are happening around the world right now. Oh, something to invest in. It's not Star Trek anymore. Shapeshifters? No way. They've got this new metal, and it up in Silicon Valley, and it shape shifts. Yeah, it's called smart metal. Melt. It'll melt in the palm of your hand. And seconds later, it can morph into a completely different form that withstands heat up to 4,500 plus degrees Fahrenheit. It won the guy who invented it the Nobel Peace Prize. It's metal that actually shapes and shifts. It's cool. I've seen a video on it. It's unbelievable to watch this thing. You talk about something that's going to happen. This might be the next investment thing. In fact, I'm watching the video right now, and let me see if I can bring it up here. See if I can play this bad puppy, this shapeshifter metal. Let's see what we can do here. Oh no, this isn't going to be a video. This is going to be an advertisement. But it's crazy. You put this little piece of metal, smash it with a hammer, and it's just like metal. But then you put it in your hand, it warms up a little bit. It'll shift into something else. It'll go flat or shift. And so they're figuring out how to make it shift into certain forms that they can utilize in the manufacturing process. Something to think about here. Maybe that guy who won the $522 million would like to invest in this. You see, when you have that kind of money, you start looking at other ways to make money, because even though you're not going to spend it all, it blows my mind when people like Mike Tyson and all these basketball players and football players, they're broke at the end of their careers, or they are broke within 10 years after the end of their careers. That blows my mind. Go figure. How could that possibly happen? How could that possibly happen? How can you spend $100 million? What do you buy? Oh, yeah, I guess if you buy 5 houses at $20 million, yeah, sure. But, I mean, really? So, the biggest thing that these big lotto winners have, problem is what to do with it now. So, you got to put your team together real fast. All right. Otherwise, you can get yourself in some serious trouble. Saying out to Clark Tang, who has us on. Hey, Clark, he's watching the show and listening to us. Appreciate that, Sifu Clark. Wing Chun Sifu. And Izzy Camarillo has us on. Izzy, thanks a lot for checking in with us, Izzy. Appreciate that. Whole bunch, absolutely. So let's kind of see what else is going on in the news. Sometimes I like to check on and just talk about the day's events and see kind of what's happening on the front, right? Oh, did you hear about the vandals that destroyed Trump's Hollywood star again? I mean, really, guys? That is so juvenile. And George Lopez apparently urinated on Trump's star last week. What is that George Lopez turned into? His sense of humor, I don't find that funny at all. Not at all. I mean, I don't get it. Always people looking for 15 seconds of headlines. But anyhow, somebody took a pickaxe. Can you imagine somebody walking down Hollywood Boulevard with a pickaxe, like he's going to dig for gold, in the middle of the night, and he starts banging away at the Trump star? I mean, where there are no police around, the Hollywood Police Department is the most active police department. They get more carjackings, holdups, robberies, thievery, rapes, sexual harassment, human trafficking, drugs, urination, defecation, breaking and entering than any other district, any other police division in the city of Los Angeles. There's cops everywhere, and not one police officer saw this, and nobody called. No one. I mean, really? That guy should be like thrown in jail for a long, long, long time. I hope they find him. I hope some camera picks him up. I mean, that's what it's come down to. I mean, what's wrong with the lunatic left? Because they're all progressives and they got nothing else to stand on. Nothing else to stand on but their hatred of Donald Trump. And I think it's even something more than the hatred for Donald Trump. I really think it's the hatred for the white man. I mean, yeah, I said it. I think it's hatred for the white man. I think that a lot of people hate him just because he's white and he's successful and he's the president. You know, I've said before that he's probably going to be the last Caucasian president that we're going to see in this country for a long time. I truly believe that. I think the next president's after 6 years, because he's going to get reelected, and he should be, because he's doing a great job, just a great job. But I think the next president is going to be somebody of a Hispanic background, someone who is an American, of course, not like Obama, who wasn't an American, but somebody who's an American. I mean, Obama just said on a video from Africa, from Kenya, that he was originally from Kenya. Didn't you see that? It's amazing. He pontificates that he's not even an American, yet the screaming left-wing lunatics still idolize him like he was Jesus Christ or Buddha or all the Hindi prophets or Allah. I mean, really? You know why? Because the guy bent over for the rest of the world. But nevertheless, I call him Bend Over Obama, right? Obama, Mr. Bend Over. Yes. Anyway, the thing is, I think the next president is going to be Hispanic. Somebody who's an American but speaks both Spanish and English fluently. I think that's going to be the next president, someone of a Latino lineage. And then I think the next president after that presidency, whenever that ends after 4 years or 8 years, I think that next president is probably going to be an Asian. I really believe that an Asian who's an American is going to be the next president, an American who is of Asian lineage. I really think that's going to happen because, and they're going to be able to speak Mandarin, maybe Cantonese too, and Spanish, because that's kind of what we're going to be up against when you start looking that far down the line. Then I think the next president after that will be a woman. And I do not believe she's going to be a Caucasian woman. Nope. I believe that she'll be a woman of mixed lineage, of mixed blood. An American, but a woman of mixed blood with not a Caucasian woman. You would not necessarily see her as Caucasian. She might even be a black woman, a mixture of black or Asian or Latino. I think that's going to be the mix of the next president after that. And then the next president after that, I think, will be a somebody of black heritage, a black lineage, an American that has mixed blood, because we all have mixed blood in this country. And so we're looking at 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 presidents. Let's say they all go 8 years. That's 32 years down the road from now. So that puts us at almost 2052 minus 2 years. It puts us at 2050. I think it's going to go something like that order. We're never going to see another Caucasian president, at least in my lifetime. I don't think I'll ever see one again. Just won't. It's just my opinion. But I think that's why so many haters hate Donald Trump, because he's white.
I think they're just afraid to say it. That's what I think. That's it. And they just hate him because they got to hate somebody. But nevertheless, that's what thoughts on that. Don't go to Yosemite. Do not go to Yosemite Valley. It is on fire. In fact, the park rangers and all the authorities up in Yosemite Valley, that's not too far away from us here. Honestly, guys, that's not that far. If you go up to Yosemite Valley, they won't let you in. It's burning. It is burning. And that's a beautiful place if you've ever been there. It's already burned 36,000 acres. And it remains just 25% contained. That's just a beautiful park up there. And it's all happening around Half Dome and El Capitan, Yosemite Valley. So people have gone up, want to go up there and see, those impressive waterfalls and the granite giants. Well, they're all covered in smoke right now. So you got to be very careful up there. If you think you're going to get up there, you're not, because Yosemite is burning, baby. So we hope that they get that out, and we wish that and hope the best for our firefighters and our emergency crews up there. They work really hard. I mean, I run mountain trails, getting ready for my Spartan race on December here at Castaic, my 5-mile race and 22 obstacles. I run and train either in the morning at around 5 o'clock or in the evening at around 12. And I train 3-4 miles a day, and I do my fitness and weight routine too as well. And so I know how hard it is to go up and down some of these mountain paths, and they don't even have paths. They got to get those big bulldozers up there to cut these paths so they can even get up there and start chopping and doing backfires and stuff. These guys, and they're carrying all that equipment, these guys are studs. I mean, they are studs. And they also bring a lot of prisoners from the prisons out there. Not so much the prisons, the jails, because the prisoners are kind of hardcore, but the jails aren't as hardcore. So, we wish the best for all those folks. There's over 3,500 structures at risk with the Yosemite fire happening up there. Saying hi to Sabrina Ann Hawes. We haven't seen her in a while, the Hawes family. Good to be with you. Good to have us in your life here, Sabrina. Appreciate that for checking in with us. So stay away from Yosemite, man. Yosemite is on fire, baby. It's on fire. So you got to be careful. All right, so don't go on up there and think you're going to be camping out. Go to Yellowstone. Of course, they're having lots of rumblings in Yellowstone about the supervolcano, and you don't want to be there when that happens. That's for sure. I mean, if you won that $522 million, what kind of car would you get? Would you get a Bugatti or the top Ferrari, Enzo Ferrari? Or would you get a Lambo? Or would you buy a Macbeth or would you buy a Bentley? What would you buy? What would be the car that you would buy? I mean, what would that be? If you won that $522 million, we know somebody in San Jose won it. What would you buy? You know what I would buy? I'll tell you what I would buy. I would buy myself, those vehicles. Arnold Schwarzenegger bought one of the first ones, not a Humvee. I'm already buying one of those, a real Humvee. But one of those big trucks that I think either I don't know who makes it. It's a private truck maker, and it's an all-terrain off-road vehicle, and it has all the super sophisticated security devices and gun ports and everything. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'd get one of those. Yeah. Yeah, I'd buy one of those. I'd buy an Indian Chief, the most expensive Indian Harley anymore. I'd buy an Indian. I like those Indians. The big Indians. For a regular go-around car, I wouldn't get anything super special or super fancy. Just a new car. And I'm not a big car guy. I like military vehicles and stuff. That's what I like. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. I'd probably go crazy and buy myself an M1 tank from Vietnam and redo the whole thing. That's what I'd probably end up doing for sure. There's no lie about that. I like military vehicles. Oh, man, what would you buy? That's a good thought. $522 million, $300 million in your pocket. $322 million, $300 million in your pocket. If you do the cash out. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. How cool would that be? That would be just like the best. What a fantasy. Well, the one for sure thing, someone wins all the time. Somebody wins all the time. That's for sure on that. All right, so the Jesse T Show, it's every Monday through Friday. And sometimes we just have this little chat and talk about what's going on during the day and kind of what's happening out there, kind of see what the world's up to and what people are into and what people are doing. And it's kind of check in there. Sometimes we do really hardcore politics, and sometimes we do a lot of entertainment, and sometimes we do the Segway 9-bot go-karts and the E-Skate series, the new E-Skates. We were out there yesterday, and we're going to have them in on the show and try to get them to be a sponsor. That's what I'm doing. Yes, right. That's what I'm doing. Trying to do that. Well, we're trying at least. That's for sure. And sometimes we do a little comedy. And like tomorrow, we've got a special show lined up tomorrow. I believe I've just got to confirm that Del Bird and Dominic Craig are going to be back in here hashing out the political issues of the day. Two friends for 45 years, but they are on both spectrums of the political scene. And you talk about fireworks. These guys lay it on the line. Yeah, they do. And I just play the middleman, I just try to I just try to moderate it. I'll throw some gas on the fire every now and then because I can't help but being me, Jesse T. A lot of good things coming up here for the rest of the summer, and we hope you'll be a part of them and pass the word along. We're posting up a lot of shows here on YouTube channel, Jesse Torero, as we get ready to branch off into connecting a couple of things out there that we're doing in terms of negotiating some deals for the Jesse T Show and stuff like that. And I just got a list here. Oh, okay. One of my inside contacts just sent me a list. What's the date today? Oh, hey, this weekend I'm going to Utah. Going to Utah for a Spartan race in Utah as part of the Pro Elite Series. So I'll be reporting live from Utah and the run up there, covering the Spartan Pro Elite Race Series on the way to the 2018 World Championship. So I'll be in Utah for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, covering the race. So look for my coverage of the Spartan race up there. I'll be doing, hopefully be able to hike up the trails and get some good coverage and talk to some of the participants. What's happening here? Anthony Hopkins. Let me see. Oh, he was already here in town, right? So it's let's go to tomorrow. I get these lists. I get this special list of all the things that are happening. Beach volleyball tomorrow morning. Hermosa Open starts. Ooh, hey, come on, guys. Come on. Get your head out of the gutter. Beach volleyball, Pier 1 Avenue, Hermosa Beach. It's happening tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. I'd like to go watch some beach volleyball. The 2018 Dallas Cowboys training camp is offering youth the opportunity to watch football players up close or participate as they train for the upcoming season. And so that's happening here in the Los Angeles area. Over in Oxnard, they practice their fields are over in Ventura County, over in Oxnard at 2101 West Vineyard Avenue. These are things this is inside information here, guys. This is where I get all of my stuff to go to and some of my stuff to go to. Hollywood Horror Fest, the premier independent film festival, starts tomorrow. devoted exclusively to horror and suspense genre. Hey, they're going to screen Elvira's Haunted Hills. I like that. Maybe Elvira will be out there. I've interviewed her before. That's happening over in North Hollywood and Victory Boulevard. All right, so a couple other things are happening here. Let's see what else is going on later on. Oh, wow, there's a lot of good stuff. Oh, Dan the Man and I are going to be going out. We're going to be going out to check out. The Grammy Museum presents an evening with Verdine White. How cool is that? In conjunction with the closing of the Grammy Museum's exhibit, Bruce W. Talaman, Soul R&B and the Funk Photographs from 72 to 82, a letter of love to the music, as a bassist and co-founder member of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Verdine White. He helped define the sound of R&B. I saw them. They were one of the first groups I saw in 1973 at Cal Jam 1, Earth, Wind, and Fire. They were just fantastic, man. They were just rocking. Maurice White, we miss him. He had a voice of voices. Boy, Maurice could really wail a tune. Bugs Bunny's birthday is Friday, the 27th. Was created in 1940. What else has happened on Friday? I'm going to be on a plane to Utah. Hollywood Horror Fest will still be out there going on. Flavor Flav's in town, 6 p.m. Friday night. The KX Fest, Flavor Flav at the Levitt Pavilion in MacArthur Park near the corner of West and 6th, South Park View in Los Angeles. Flavor Flav! Boy! Love Flavor Flav, Public Enemy. What else is going on? We go. Oh, there's a couple of great Hollywood Bowl presents Annie. There's a couple of really terrific premieres coming up. Oh, we're going to go to some of those. Yeah, we got to get back on the premiere circuit. We took a little rest for a little while. So some good stuff happening here around Los Angeles. You never know. You just got to keep tuned to me, Jesse T. And you never know where I'm going to show up, man. I might show up in your living room someday and you say, "What are you doing here, Jesse T?" I said, "I heard you cook some good chicken. I want some of that chicken." Absolutely. No problem. I'll bring the water. You bring the chicken. Film premiere, Christopher Robin. We're going to this premiere. Yes, Walt Disney's film premiere. It's going to be in Burbank, though. They're going to do it at the Disney Studios in Burbank on Monday, July 30th. I got to go to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of big stars are going to show up for that. That's for sure. Let's see what else we got coming up here. Another film premiere, Death of a Nation. A new documentary by Dinesh D'Souza. I know Dinesh, creator of Hillary's America. So that'll be interesting. Let's see what else we got. Daryl Hall and John Oates checking in. They're going to be doing a concert. So they're going to be in concert here at in Los Angeles here at Live Nation. And that's over in Hollywood Boulevard. You got to check on that. See if we can go. I talked to Daryl Hall once about 25 years ago. See what's happening in August. Jazz at the Bowl. A lot of good stuff happening. This is the Jesse T Show. It's good to have you along with me, Jesse T, Monday through Friday right here from 5 to 6 every day, covering everything we can cover. Absolutely. That's what we're all about. So it's good to have you along with me. You check out the show. Pass it on. Thank you very much to everybody. 12 million Google Plus views now. We got those new statistics in. So happy. Please, got to build that YouTube channel. Jesse Torero up, okay? Got to build that up. Help me build that up, guys. And let me know what you're doing. Maybe we'll come out and cover your show or your event. Absolutely. That's what we do. We cover all the premieres, the sporting events, news items, and all kinds of crazy stuff. You never know what I'm going to get myself into, but it's always going to be fun. The Brown Beauty is off duty tomorrow. Help her. Dominic Craig to wrestle around the issues of the day. I just get what? Right here on the Jesse T Show, we call it The Real Story. See you tomorrow, live at 5. See ya!